Hey guys, Wayfinder, we're just back. So finally I'm on my way. So I just wanna tell you I'm still in Broome, which is a beautiful place, and I have lots of experience about culture and history and many things. What I tell you soon. That let's see what happened. Okay, as what I said, I had the chance to leave Kununurra finally. So I just left Kununurra and went through the Gibb road. First up, I went to the Gorge, which is a beautiful, nice place. But because the season ends soon, this place or along the way had almost closed, so I had to rush because Gorge closed lunchtime, so before that time had to walk through that place, but that was pretty nice. So I went further and reached Home Valley, which is a pretty good place, and I just have a look and went the riverbank and yeah, hanging around for a little bit, and then I moved forward. After Home Valley, I reached the Belove Gorge. That was a pretty nice place, and I was amazed. There was a waterfall, nice rocks, and the colors was amazing. And first I thought I spent my night there in a bush camp, but I totally changed my mind. So, you know, in Western Australia, the camp and these stuff are really expensive. When I had to pay almost $50 for one night, no way.
I don't want to stay here, so I'm leaving now, and we'll see. I sleep somewhere, maybe in a car, I don't care.
So I just decided to keep going, and I went further about 30k and stopped somewhere at night, but it was a pretty good choice because the next morning was amazing when I saw the sunrise. So this distance between Kununurra and Derby, about 650 or something. So I had to use my spare diesel as well, because it's pretty expensive to get fuel on the way, so I decided to use mine. Because I had some extra distance, I was a little bit worried about my diesel. I didn't know, maybe I ran out or not, and you know, I just tried to check my distance.
Because I'm here and I have to go there, and here is the Gibb road, and you know, it's no option there, so I don't know why. And there is this 322k, which is too long because my tank is almost empty, so I have to go back to Gibb and hopefully it will be enough.
I reached Kununurra Gorge. I hope I pronounced well. So this place was amazing. I saw a couple of pictures before from that place, but in real, oh my god. finally I reached Derby and I tried to discover the place, but honestly I couldn't find any interesting things, and that was the reason why I decided to go to Broome in that day. So I reached the place and I tried to find the camp, you know, and I used the Wikicamp app, and I found the bush camp, which is close to the city, but it was really tricky to find in the first night.
Oh, this is sucks. That's the way to the campsite. But
next morning when I woke up, I discovered that bay, you know, and it was pretty nice. I enjoyed the water a little bit, and there is the farm, the pear farm, and crocs, but I couldn't see any. And after that I decided to go into Broome and discover this beautiful night city. I didn't know much about the place, but it has a really colorful and interesting history. For example, it's 17,000 people living here normally, but in a dry season it's more than double or 3 times more people living here. Lots of tourists, backpackers and workers here as well. So this is the place where it's really colorful culturally, because here the signs on the street has 5 different languages. You know, lots of Chinese, Indonesians and Japanese mostly here, and of course the Aboriginal people and white people, so that's really interesting. And the place is really famous for the pear farming and mining. It's pretty good. You heard that? So, and the history just began in 1860 around, when the first white people came here and realized this pearl shells, which was used for the Aboriginal people, and they realized this is the real gold, and they worked with these Aboriginal people in the first time, and later when white people once more, and it became a little bit bad when they keep these people as a slave. So that's pretty sad. And after that, when Japanese came and shows the way, the modern way to get these shells, was much different, with this heavy suit under the water, which allowed to be there more than an hour, and that was the way to get these shells much more effectively. And that was the time in the early 19th, when Broome became the capital of pearl shells. So it's, you know, 80% of the stuff came from this place. You know, it was amazing. That time was 400 vessel boats there in this place, and more than 3,000 people work just this industry, and many more, of course, who provides other for their lives stuff, you know, food and everything, the supplies here. So that was the time when this place growed rapidly, and but it stopped when the Second World War just began. Other interesting things, that's the history of Second World War. You know, this place called the Australian Pearl Harbor. It happened in 1942, 3rd of March. 22 aircraft was in the bay, and just 9 Japanese airplanes came here, destroyed all the planes in the bay and kills more than 70 people, mostly civilians, mother and kids. So that was the pretty bad day in the history. I just want to tell you some better story. So in this town has the world's oldest open movie, and it's in a Guinness book from 2004. And I just have a look, and it was pretty interesting place. So after the World War, the shell industry wasn't the same. That just collapsed here. But a couple of places started to growing pearl shells in farms, and that still is a really effective this area. There is in here has a free farms, and they have the shops, and it's really common in the city. And here is the biggest natural and perfect shape pearl, which is I think is a 22.4 millimeter, and it's about $1 million. That's really expensive. So another day I went to a local car racing track, and I spent a pretty good night there. I'd never been like this before, and it was so special, so Australian. So I enjoyed the car, and finally it was the time when car just crashed, and you know, the last who can move, that was the winning one, and that was the really new experience here. One day I went to the famous Cable Beach. Everybody knows this place. That's really nice. And that's the place where you have a chance to drive through the seashore, and so 22k along the beach, and I enjoyed that, and went to the water a little bit and waiting for the sunset, which was amazing. So I think that was it, and this week is same interesting. I went to really good places as well, but that will be just next week. See you guys.